Tonight, we will recreate a homicide that Michelle will be responsible for investigating.
There are bullet casings in the car.
My boyfriend's been shot. 314 Sam, this is going to be a 187.
It's a 187.
Homicide.
314.
Okay, from investigating a crime scene, a new clue has emerged, to forensic analysis,
I don't see anything that looks like a fingerprint.
to even a high-stakes interrogation.
I know you did this. Am I gonna slam the table?
Unfortunately, no.
We've seen it a million times on TV, and I want to find out how accurate your favorite shows are to the real thing. I want to find this person. Who done it? Find out on this episode of Challenge Accepted.
Tonight, Michelle is out with Lisa Mercheski. She's a supervisor for a firearms unit. Heidi Hebert, a crime scene specialist. And then Ricky Escalante, he is a homicide detective, and he's tasked with conducting the first-line investigation.
So we know what the call was. We know where the victim is. So you're looking for things that don't belong, right? What's not natural in the scene?
Is there anything remarkable about what you see here?
Well, there's blood on the car.
Yep. We have signs that there's blood staining on the vehicle, right? So it's a gunshot wound.
And it looks like the body hit the car and then slid down. There are bullet casings in the car.
So that's actually a bullet, an actual projectile. Just by looking at this, where do you think the perpetrator would have shot him from?
Maybe from behind here?
Yeah, that's a possibility as well, right?
I found a clue.
Oh, okay. What did we find?
Potentially the murder weapon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh my God! That was very thrilling. Is it exciting every time you find a clue?
It really is.
Oh my God,
yeah.
okay.
It's-
I'm trying to be
That's
professional,
huge.
but
You
this is
would-
really
You would
exciting.
be a superstar at the scene right now.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
The first job I wanted to have as a kid was to be a detective after reading The Boxcar Children and Nancy Drew. It's a really interesting balance because it is very exciting to find a clue, but then at the same time, it's very shocking to imagine this being real.
So let's try to put ourselves in the shooter's position, right? Say your first theory was, hey, maybe we have a shooter shooting from here, then where will our shell casings be? Because we don't know where the perpetrator shot from.
Oh, I got a clue!
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Right.
Now you got to be careful every step.
right.
Okay. Oh, there's another one and another one. So multiple shots.
That's huge, yep. Just by looking at this, is there anything that you can glean as to the identity
it seems
or...
like it's RRP because she's on the first floor and she lives here.
So based on the evidence discovered so far, my current working theory is that the perpetrator took 5 shots from the front stoop, stashed the gun in the tire, and then fled the scene. And based on the suspicious nature of the 911 call, the victim's girlfriend who made the call is my #1 suspect.
The next thing in the process is we're gonna start assigning placards to each item of evidence.
And you're going to take photos. We're going to take them 90 degrees one way, 90 degrees another way. Spatial relationship between our items of evidence.
That's gonna be really important because these are gonna be the images that are gonna be projected in court.
You have to show the jury what you saw. And we did a couple search warrants on Monday, and I took 797 photos.
That's how many photos some Instagram girls take for one picture, so. Okay, I just have to say something. It felt really cool to like walk under the police tape.
Isn't that cool? Best job ever. Love my job.
Is it not like scary or sad?
It's sad. I mean, parts of it can be sad, right? But think of how much good you're doing, right?
I see everything. I'm a detective. Yeah. I'm excited to have a partner because usually I do this stuff alone.
The partnership is important. They do play off one another.
Hey.
Sometimes it could be knowing what the other is doing, what the other one is thinking.
You ever wear a double-billed hat?
Can't say I have.
Well, I was gonna bring one, but then they said
You
it would
should've.
be embarrassing.
No.
I should have? I told you we should have brought the double-billed hats. Are you kidding me, Garrett? You know, when I was thinking about this challenge, I realized there's one objective, and that's to build a strong, best friends level relationship with my partner. And it starts with a secret handshake.
How are you? Are you...
Doing great.
Yeah, okay.
That's the beginning of the secret handshake.
All right. Take one.
First part. There will be 12.
All right.
This is your gun box.
Gun box.
You're gonna reach in.
And take the murder weapon with mine own hands. Okay. Feels really bizarre touching a murder weapon, knowing that an hour before, someone ended someone's life with that.
Now, what kind of head stamp was it?
R and P Luger?
So, are all the head stamps consistent, right? Do they all match?
And what you don't see on TV is that typically these crime scenes can take upwards of 10 hours to process, with more complex cases reaching 35 hours of on-site processing.
I have 5 detectives on 6 homicide teams that I roll with, so that'd be too many.
6 homicide teams?
We have 6 homicide teams.
That's how many homicides are happening in San Diego?
Sometimes I see Ricky more than I see my husband.
But do you guys have a secret handshake?
No, we don't. You do? Did you get one? Nice.
I'm working on it.
Nice. Oh, he'll give you one.
So, if we start here.
Oh, are we doing handshake again? All right.
Professional handshake, doubles.
I don't know if I can do that one.
The spin.
It's dangerous. I could slip.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
We're safe.
Let's do the top, and then we'll do the professional. There you go. I like it. I think that could work.
Really?
I think that one could work.
You don't want to add in like an assess the scene. Okay, you're the cool one. I'm not. So.
No. You're the cool one. I definitely am not.
Okay. I think it's fog time.
Let's do the fog thing.
Okay, so now we attach the lasers to the end of the trajectory rods, and this is going to tell us the path of the bullet that made these holes in the car and the location of the shooter. And you can see the shots originated from the balcony. So, came from up there.
A new clue has emerged. What?
Just because the cartridge cases are located down here, yeah, it seemed like maybe the shooter was on the first floor.
Oh my God.
But from the second floor.
So it might not be the girlfriend.
I don't speculate on who the suspect is. All I can say in my opinions and interpretations is that the shots came from the balcony.
Dramatic. I want to find this person. Who done it?
With the new information gathered from the trajectory lasers, our new working theory is that the perpetrator actually took their shots from the second-story balcony. And because the victim's girlfriend's apartment is on the first floor, it's leading me to believe it might not be the girlfriend after all. So without any strong suspect leads, we now have to turn to forensic evidence recovered at the crime scene in order to pinpoint a new suspect.
2 nights ago, you were called out and you responded to a homicide scene. You collected a handgun, a bullet, and 6 cartridge cases. Yesterday, we did our autopsy, and now what we get off the gun, do you remember what I said it was good for?
DNA and fingerprints?
Your job is to process that firearm so they can get that information.
I'm very nervous handling it because obviously what we find here can impact whether or not somebody goes to prison. It could impact whether or not we find the person who did this.
100%. So pick it up. You're good with the grip part, right?
Okay.
Because there's no prints there. You're gonna look at it under the light. What did you just do? You laid it on a dirty surface.
Oh, no! We literally just talked about this. They keep contaminating everything. It's a really good thing that this is a mock crime scene, because if this was real, I would have ruined the whole thing. So I don't see anything that looks like a classic fingerprint.
You visually examined it, we saw nothing. So what we're gonna do now is you're gonna put it in the chamber to be superglued. That is a cyanoacrylate ester chamber that will fix any prints that you couldn't visualize and make them visible.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
So hit start, and there you go.
Wait, so what's happening right now?
It's bringing the humidity up. The hot plate is heating up to evaporate that little glue you put in there, and it's gonna make it a fume, and it's gonna fill that chamber with that fume to affix those prints to that gun.
Wow. You were talking earlier just about like, you feel that you're making a difference in the community. What's like the biggest impact case you've been a part of?
2009, I had a young girl that was found in an abandoned house. She had been murdered, and we spent probably over a month processing the scene. 4 years later, we made an arrest in that case.
4 years.
It took 4 years. He was convicted. I walked out into the hallway after I got off the stand, and a gentleman came up, and he goes, "I'm her father." He actually gave me a hug. He goes, "I had no idea the work you guys put in. That made a difference. Did any prints develop on it?
So many more. Oh my gosh.
Right?
So the super glue, like, it almost provides more contrast so that you can see everything.
100%.
This is what you see in TV shows, like the brushing for the prints.
Yes. You're going to lay that tape. That tape's going to pick up all that powder. Now you want to look under the light again and see if you can see prints. Did they come up?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yay, we got the print.
Yay! You're going to impound this down in property, and it's going to go to latent prints, and you're going to see if they ID somebody.
Let's do it!
So while we wait for the latent prints to process, the next step is to confirm that the firearm found at the crime scene was actually the firearm used in the crime.
Welcome to the firearms unit.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So you've got everything from revolvers to small semi-automatic pistols, all different calibers.
This looks like it's from a comedy sketch.
Belt buckle guard.
What? Oh my gosh, so you can wear it?
There you go. From those little tiny ones to giant ones.
Oh my gosh, this is like,
Yes.
this is heavy.
Yep. There's also a grenade launcher up there.
So casual. Why do we need all of these guns here?
Not only for training, but also to recognize and be able to testify about all different types of weapons, from anything that's gonna fire black powder, like an old musket, to modern
Muskets
full-
in here?
Yes, full automatic firearms.
When a bullet is fired from a gun, the gun leaves microscopic marks on the bullet and the cartridge case. These marks are like ballistic fingerprints. And because we recovered a bullet from the scene, we can actually test fire the suspect's gun to see if the marks on the crime scene bullet match the marks on the test fire bullet.
You collected a bullet and cartridge cases, so we're gonna use the water tank.
What is this device?
It's gonna actually collect the bullet once it's fired into the tank, and it's gonna keep it in a pristine form, and it won't affect the markings.
Whoa, I'm assuming I look in this hole. Whoa!
So this is going to generally, you're gonna put the muzzle here, it's gonna fire into the tank, and then this is gonna capture your cartridge case.
This is like the ice bath that I use for boxing.
There you go.
Except we should not go inside.
No, don't go inside there, no. All right, guns clear? Clear. All right. And fired bullet.
Wow.
And so you can see the lands and grooves from the barrel.
Oh. So the next step is to look at this under a microscope?
Yep.
All right.
Next step. Welcome to the scope room.
Okay, I've been waiting for cool lighting and we finally have it. I'm
Yes.
so excited. Yes!
This is a comparison microscope. What's unique about these is that you can look at two items at the same time.
Almost like
Right.
an overlay image.
An overlay, and you're trying to determine whether or not they have similar markings. On the left is your evidence that you collected from the scene, and on the right is the test fire.
I don't know how detailed we need to be here, but at first glance, they kind of look like they match.
Yeah.
But however, they're like slightly off, and I don't know if that is impactful.
So that's
or
what
not.
you would expect. This is your firing pin impression, and these are your breech face markings. So this is all from the drag of the firing pin. And these marks are all giving you a match that these two were fired by the same weapon. And so we can say the cartridge cases you found at that homicide scene are from that gun.
So we've confirmed that the cartridges we found do match the weapon that was found on scene.
Yep.
We've sent the fingerprints and DNA for analysis.
So now, what's the fingerprint result?
We gotta find out.
That's next.
Contrary to what we often see on TV, finding a fingerprint match is not as simple as it's portrayed. Not only does an individual's print need to already be in the database to even find a match, but the search itself can take upwards of several hours depending on how narrow or wide your search parameters are. And so, with the help of a latent print examiner, we are finally able to ID a suspect based on the fingerprints found on the gun.
So the main things we're looking for are when one ridge splits into two, we refer to that as a bifurcation, or when one ridge abruptly ends. We call that an ending ridge. So looking for those two things right next to each other.
So where was the print on the left found?
This was from a DMV record.
So If we have the DMV record, that means we know who was holding this gun.
That's correct.
Wait, would we say this is conclusive?
We'd say that the impression from this magazine has been identified to this DMV record.
It's time for some questioning.
It's time for some questioning and find out how this person's print got on that magazine.
What's it?
Come on.
Oh,
Whoa, business time.
sorry.
Assess the scene.
That better not be up on the.
You gotta say assess the scene. This is the stuff of movies!
Yes, yes. So a lot has happened since we last met, right? We went out to the scene, and obviously we now have somebody in custody on this case, right?
Is this the part where one of us is a good cop and the other's a bad cop? Can I be the bad cop?
Close. In some way, we got to figure out how to elicit information that they have that would be critical to our investigation.
Am I gonna slam the table? Like, tell us you did it.
Unfortunately, no. The first thing that we want to try to do in an interview is try to build a comfortable rapport, okay? It's just like
The
talking
good
to
cop
somebody.
part.
Sure, yes,
Yeah.
good cop.
Yeah.
During the interview, let's just try to be good cops the
Nice,
entire way.
nice.
The entire way,
Okay.
okay?
You better watch out though.
Okay. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we want the truth. That's all we care about, right? So see what they tell us.
Where were you on the night of the 15th?
Exactly.
And then I slammed the table.
Not there.
So first, we just like to have an understanding of where you were on March 15th.
I went and saw a movie with a girl I'm seeing. Her name's Brooke. Yeah, we went and saw a movie at, it was a Century Cinema on the west side.
Century Cinema, okay. Do you know Chris March by chance?
He's my neighbor, Chris.
Do you know his girlfriend?
Not personally, no.
Okay.
I mean, we're not friends, if that's what you mean. Like,
So you guys have
no.
never had an extensive conversation?
They fight a lot. I don't know if you guys know this. They're pretty loud. Is everything okay with them?
Oh yeah. We're just trying to get a better understanding of what was going on and everything.
When's the last time that you saw Chris?
Probably just a few days ago. Like, probably 3 days
Listen,
ago.
I want to be as transparent as possible here,
Please.
okay? And I'm sure you have some questions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, something happened to your neighbor, Chris. He was shot in front of your apartment. You do understand nowadays there's surveillance cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about what happened to Chris?
No.
How do you feel about him being shot?
It's a tough question. I mean, it just sounds like he wasn't a great guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really know him.
My partner and I are going to step out real quick. Okay, there's some things that we have to review that we want to share with you. So just stand by for a second.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Partner, it was really intense.
Yeah.
Really intense. I'm stressed because I don't even know if this is the person anymore. What kinds of questions can we be asking?
Did you notice how he was acting? Like when we mentioned Chris?
Yeah,
like
he's a little shifty.
Yeah, right? That was a little odd. I think what we could do in this situation is recap the fact that he told us he went to go watch a movie. There's no evidence that he purchased a movie ticket. It's like, so hey, we need you to be honest about where you were.
Norman, we called the movie theater and they have no record of your debit card being swiped.
Well, that's weird. I mean, maybe I paid with cash. Maybe I just got it mixed up.
We called Brooke too, and she says she wasn't with you on Wednesday. Is there anything else you want to tell us about what happened on Wednesday?
Yeah, I was home. Yeah, I heard them fighting.
All we need to know is the truth about what happened on the 15th.
I didn't do anything.
This is driving me insane.
You have him right there, like he wants to tell you. You can ask, listen, if you were defending her and it's legitimately self-defense, then we could look into that and we can corroborate that it was. I know you mentioned some domestic violence stuff.
Sure.
Did it sound like he was the aggressor or was she the aggressor?
He was the aggressor, it sounded like.
Okay.
This is the best opportunity for you to tell us the truth.
We're at a very pivotal point for you. There is no question about where we're at in this investigation, okay? You just need to be honest.
I saw this guy chase his girlfriend out into the street and attack her.
Were you trying to help her?
I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I didn't kill this guy. But I'm glad she's okay.
Norman, you said you didn't kill him? We never told you that he had died.
So you are aware that something did happen? Because at the beginning of this conversation...
You told me that something happened to this guy. He got shot. And you're telling me that I shot him. I did not, but you know, I can't say that I'm upset that it happened.
Let's take a break.
If you did this...
We're past that. Did he do it?
I know. But
Okay.
like, can I say that?
Yeah, if you're confident that he's did it, right? Then you look him dead in the eye and you tell him.
We're confident you did this.
Now we're confident. I know you did this.
I know you did this.
I know you did this. Now it's a matter of why. I want to know if I'm looking at a serial killer that has absolutely no sense, doesn't care about anybody, or if you're just a decent guy that ran up on a situation
And wanted to do the right
and
thing.
wanted to do the right thing.
Norman, here are the facts. Your fingerprints, and only your fingerprints, were found on the gun. The bullet trajectory leads right to your apartment balcony. I'm not asking if you did this. I know you did this. And I just need to know why. I need to know if I'm looking at a serial killer who is on the loose, killing people, or if I'm looking at someone who is doing this innocently out of self-defense. And if you say you're a good guy, I believe that you are a good person. And this is your opportunity to prove that to us.
I was trying to protect her. All right, I saw the guy chase her out onto the street. He was hitting her, and he was gonna kill her. You know, and he was gonna kill her. So I grabbed this gun I got, and first I was just gonna scare him. You know, I thought maybe I could just get him to stop. You know, I kept shooting till he was on the ground.
Thank you for telling the truth.
All right, you got the confession and scenario.
We got the confession! Yay! Oh, so hard. That was so hard.
It's easy to get caught up in the glamour of what Hollywood feeds us, where complex cases are often solved with a single touch of a button. But what our favorite movies and TV shows don't fully capture is just how hard these individuals work to do their jobs, with relentless dedication, unwavering attention to detail, and a tireless pursuit of the truth. And while this case was coming to a close, there was one last loose end that I needed to tie up. I'm gonna get that handshake.
Is this like a serious thing you guys want? Like, I don't.
Yeah, come on, Ricky.
I don't. This is like a cop thing to do.
High five. Whoa. Business.
Assess the scene.
Scene? Come on! Partners in crime.
One interesting fact about this project is I was actually in the middle of a 12-week boxing fight camp while filming this video. And a key part of balancing all of that was hydration. So thank you so much to Liquid IV for sponsoring a portion of this video. Whenever I hit the gym, I make sure to pack my favorite Liquid IV hydration packs to keep me hydrated during training. Drinking one hydration multiplier hydrates faster than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, has 8 vitamins and nutrients for everyday wellness, and is packed with B3, B5, B6, and B12. You guys can use the link below to get 20% off plus free shipping on your next order, or purchase Lemon Lime Hydration Multiplier in sugar-free in stores at Costco. So thank you again so much to Liquid IV for sponsoring a portion of this video.